This is why we do audio checks, because our software is stupid. Speakers. Default, I guess. Hang on, if I make noises in the game, does it affect anything? This is why we do audio checks. What the fuck? Our software is stupid. Whoa! Why does that sound like such shit? Why does that sound like such shit? Holy. Alright, 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that sounds terrible. Whoa! Why does that sound like such shit? Ah, shit, here we go again. Yeah, dude, I don't know why that sounds so fucking terrible. I am very sorry. Right. I'm sorry, that sounds terrible. Where's all this background noise coming from? Two human voice today? No, I was doing an audio check, and for some reason this just sounds like absolute ass. But why? Background noise is crazy high. 1 second, I'm gonna unplug it. Hello? Hello? Okay, so now the audio sounds fine. Where's the desktop audio? OBS, why are you being such an asshole? Is it this one? Nope, that doesn't do anything. Speakers that, I guess. There, I think you can hear in-game volume stuff. Can you hear me okay? Speakers that, I guess. It's a bit too there, soon. I think you can hear in-game volume stuff. Can you hear me okay? Why is it so quiet now? What the fuck? I didn't change anything about my settings. Speakers that, I guess. Advanced audio properties. You can hear in-game volume stuff. Can you hear me okay? Why is it so quiet now? Yeah, you're right. Fuck? I didn't change anything about my settings. It's super quiet. I have no idea why. Advanced audio properties. You can hear in-game volume. Yeah. You doubled your audio now, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know why this is being such a chode. I have no idea. Aw. Okay, that's fine. Hang on. Ooh, I might know. Yep, okay, I know why. Guy who turned your audio double, turn it down. I'm about to change it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, how's that? I need to listen to myself again, sorry. Turn it down. I'm about to change it in 3, 2. Okay, how's that? Wow. Okay. So the quality goes way the fuck down when we're this loud. But what changed? Let's try that. 50%. Okay, how's that? Wow. Okay. So the quality goes way the fuck down when we're this loud. But what changed? Let's try that. 50%. Okay, 50% is sounding better. Guys, I'm so sorry about this. Literally nothing changed. I plugged in my normal setup, and now OBS is having massive issues. And if I set it to my normal settings, we're apparently crazy loud and staticky, which is weird. I'm gonna turn it down to 40, and we'll see if that works. OBS is having massive issues, and if I set it to my normal settings, we're apparently crazy loud and staticky, which is weird. I'm gonna turn it down to 40, And we'll see if that works. OBS is having massive issues. Okay. So, I don't know. How we... And I'm just going to click into a game just to test my audio versus the game. Dude, technology stuff is so wild because you can literally change nothing, and it just sometimes technology decides to be an asshole, I guess, for no reason. So do let me know how the audio's going. Is that a Vampire Coast background? That is a Vampire Coast background. Let's go. I have thousands of backgrounds. Some of them are sus, some are not. All right. So in the game, I'm watching the audio levels. Yeah, that's roughly like 2/3 my volume, so that is the balance I usually want to strike. So hopefully this is correct. Okay. How we doing? Chat, we good? We good to start? Sound-wise? I'm very sorry about all the stupid bullshit. Still pretty quiet, but the quality is good. Yeah, that's fucked up. All right, I gotta make a note to fix that after the stream and deal with it, but move on for now. That's wild and annoying. So Jordy said it's fine. Other people think it's fine? Move forward? Don't move forward? About HJY. What? I don't know what that means, Spirit of the Gorg. Is the audio fine or not fine? It never did that before Human Boy stream. Okay. It's buffering. Mine is also buffering a lot, but on my end, you can see here, it says excellent connection. Stream health. Stream is healthy. It's excellent. So yeah, dude. Rocket, mine is also buffering constantly. I have no idea why. YouTube's just being a chode. But I guess we'll move forward. Weird. We'll keep an eye on it. Sorry, everybody. Apparently, it's just a day. It's just a day for technology to suck. Moving on. Same thought it was me. Also had buffering? Okay. I don't know. I showed you on my end, it says the stream health is excellent, so I don't know. How are you holding up? Not great, dude! Not great! Everything's going to shit! Everything is going to shit! The microphone settings got all fucked up by literally nothing, and now the stream is buffering constantly for no reason. I don't know. It sucks. I'm moving on. If we have a stream, this is supposed to be the World Cup quarterfinals. We have 3 streams back to back, and that's going to go great and excellent, and nothing is going to go wrong. We have Germany 2 versus Switzerland, Mexico versus Russia 2, France versus Canada, all to go to the semifinals and join Team America World Police. Now, these 3 streams, or this 1 stream, however you want to think about it, will be the second to last stream. The semifinals and finals I will do all as one big finale. Yeah, so that should be good. So yeah, we have these 3 mini streams, or 1 long stream if you just hop from stream to stream with us, and then we will have 1 big semifinal, final stream for all of that. I have to gloat for a second because I gave Russia 1, Team America World Police, which is USA 1, Switzerland, Mexico, France. Yeah, I gave all 5 of those teams bye rounds, and now in the quarterfinals, 4 of those 5 teams, Russia 1 did get upset by Germany. 4 of those 5 teams are in our quarterfinals. And with potentials for if Switzerland wins, if Mexico wins, and if France wins, I'll have a full perfect semifinals prediction from who I gave bye rounds to, because I gave them bye rounds based on how I assumed they would do, just like guesstimating their strength, and that was not a popular decision. People were like, you don't know that, and if they all made it to semifinals, that would be fucking hilarious. Human Boy, now who are you rooting for now that you're out? Oh, Hazel, shush. I think Hazel, knock it off. Man, we're just having a fucking day. Another dog started barking outside and pissed Hazel off. Mexico. I think Mexico is the best team here. Netherlands should have got a bye round, to be honest. Lies and slandering. Let's get on with it. Enough stalling due to technical difficulties. Here are the matchups for today. If you haven't paid attention to any of our World Cup coverage, it is a best of 5 between 2 teams. Now, unlike a normal best of 5, it will not end at 3-0 or 4-1. Wait, no, 3-1 or 3-2. We cast all 5 games no matter what. These games were not necessarily played in order, so all 5 games were played regardless, meaning we won't need a blocker today. Each team had 1 global ban coming into the tournament. It means that is a faction neither you nor the other team can ever play, no matter what. Both of these teams had picked dwarves, so you will not see dwarves. You will see Demons of Chaos, Ogre Kingdoms, Tomb Kings, all those things. He said rooting for, who do you think will win? Still Mexico. Still Mexico. A lot of good teams, a lot of fun players. But Mexico still just gets my vote. All right, let's do this. Let's go figure out who the scorecard needs to say. So that is from Mexico, 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 Mexico. Okay, so Mexico will always be on the left side. Russia will always be on the right. Oops, there's no space between the M and the E. Well, I won't put Russia 2 because that'll just confuse people with the score. So we'll just do Russia. Okay. And what's the actual first game I'm looking for? We're looking for Del Duca Sabado versus Olaf de Moose. I thought this stream is Germany, Switzerland. You know what? It does. It does. And you know what? Even the graphic says it's Germany, Switzerland. We are on Germany, Switzerland. And you know what? Sometimes I get flustered. Sometimes I get flustered when a bunch of bad shit happens. Yes, we're on Germany, Switzerland. I got flustered by all the technical difficulties we had, and then someone asked me about my favorite team, so I was just talking about Mexico, and I'm like, clearly I'm casting Mexico right now. Okay, for Switzerland. I believe the Swiss team sent me all the replays. Yes, as long as Swiss 5 is also from them. Yes, okay, so Switzerland's on the right side. Good catch. Good catch. I got bamboozled by technology and my brain couldn't quite catch up. You're right. Okay. Starting out really strong. Let's go find Olaf. There we go. Slaanesh versus Wood Elves to start off the day. How come Tequila wasn't playing for Mexico? What kind of tomfoolery is this? I don't know. He didn't sign up. Outplayed by OBS. We're having a tough go. All right, Slaanesh, trying to use their Seekers to great effect. Seekers are very, very strong. Fiends are still pretty strong, but it feels like Seekers have really taken over in the zeitgeist. I have no audio. Oh, I do. I have a little audio. Okay, weird. Hopefully it's not too quiet for anybody else. For me, it's crazy quiet. Oh, is that because the cat's sitting on my fucking mic? It is. All right, the cat turned my mic all the way down. So, for Olaf, versus Del Duca. Olaf brought some Hellstriders of Slaanesh, mostly 4 Seekers, 1 Fiend, 4 Marauder Horsemen, and then a couple Devoted Marauders with Hellscourges, and we do have a Herald of Slaanesh with just Rampage. On the other side for the Wood Elves, we have Wild Riders and Eternal Guard, a couple Dryads, and then 2 Deepwood Scouts with Swift Silver Shards. You don't need the armor piercing of Waywatchers versus Slaanesh, but the magic damage is very, very nice versus Seekers and Fiends. And Chaos Furies, honestly, so it is really good versus everything besides a Chaos Knight. Then we have Durthu with Flock of Doom and Sword of Daith. Seekers charge into Wild Riders, who did get Rampage, Pavane drawing them out into a bad fight. Now, Wild Riders will trade pretty well with Seekers compared to other cavalry because they're low armored. Seekers don't get the bonus of chewing through your high armor, so just light cav versus light cav, they trade about even. But that is still a cost-effective trade for Slaanesh, so good use that Rampage. In come the Seekers and Hellstriders. I don't love picking Durthu against Slaanesh. Slaanesh does not have the best time killing large single entities, especially ones that can spam out Flock of Doom and Sword of Daith, and just kill them off that way. Hellstriders being sacrificed to the Wild Riders, getting good damage out and distracting the Deepwood Scouts. They are going to die, but that saves some Seekers from having to deal with the same fate. I think Olaf is going to want to keep his skirmish cav nice and healthy, so in the late game they can all shoot at Durthu, while the Seekers clean up Wild Riders and Deepwood Scouts. The Wood Elves front line is holding. We have Blade Singers. I must have missed that. 2 Blade Singers will churn through these Marauders with Hell Scourges. Their high melee defense won't keep them safe from the insane Blade Singer stats. Other Seekers taking damage from Durthu and Eternal Guards. It's not going great for those guys. Durthu can kill a lot of Seekers. Flock of Doom, Sword of Daith, his own magic damage, all very nice. And he does remove the magic damage of the Seekers with his little new Treemen passive that they got one of their last patches. Yeah, Ancient Protector. It's quite nice. Bounce power's pretty even, slightly tilting towards Slaanesh. So you have another Sword of Daith out onto two Seekers and a Hellstrider. One of the Seekers fades away right there. The other one's just taking some damage, and in comes a Flock of Doom as well. Durthu really likes taking those 2 overlapping AoE spells because he can just damage so many cavalry units at the same time. Punish infantry blobs, really punish anything that isn't a single entity. Fiends are stuck grinding as a Fascination tier 3 armor ability. Rampage is Deepwood Scouts. It's honestly mostly just doing damage right now. The Deepwoods are already in a melee fight they don't want to be in, so the Rampage isn't like dragging them out of position or anything. It's just does some nice damage. Did Olaf keep those skirmish cavs safe? Yes, all 4 of them still have a lot of ammo and a pretty good amount of HP. This one's quite damaged, but still has 49 out of 60 models, so in the late game, if those guys could just shoot Durthu, they will be just fine. Their magic damage will bypass his physical resistance because they can stay out of range of his magic mitigation and actually get their damage off like they want to. Now, what is getting concerning for Slaanesh is the infantry advantage of the Wood Elves. Blade Singers and Dryads are going to be around in the late game, and if Durthu can just soak the ammo from the skirmish cav, but then these skirmish cav have to churn through a lot of spears and Blade Singers, that's going to be a very bad time. Also, it could be a bad time is this Herald of Slaanesh chilling in Blade Singers who are rampaged. The rampage just makes them want to hit her more. Kind of surprised I'm not getting more damage out. But there's Fiends in here. The flag just wasn't quite there yet. Okay, so the Fiends keeping the Herald a little bit safe from all those Blade Singers. Durthu wandering in. Bounce of Power 4 minutes in is still very even, just slightly Slaanesh favored like it has been since honestly like the start of this game. Really nice Flock of Doom there from Durthu, hits 3 units. And he's really trying to get rid of these Fiends. The Fiends are the last melee component Slaanesh has. I mean, this Marauder does not matter at all. Durthu or the Blade Singer remnants can clear it out quite easily. So Durthu just wants to get to the late game, make the skirmish cav use all their ammo and get to it, and they are running out of ammo. They have been using their ammo sub-optimally sometimes. Skirmish cav's weird, where even if you turn Fire at Will off, if you give them an attack order on something, they'll start throwing at things nearer to them on the way. But it does look like they honestly have Fire at Will on, because even while they were running away, they were throwing shots at those Deepwood Scouts. So not perfect ammo management here from the Wood Elves, and that is problematic. What else is problematic is, why are you shooting the Blade Singers? Cycle charge those. You need all of your ammo for Durthu. I could not disagree any harder about using any ammunition at all on the Blade Singers. We can see little purple streaks going to these Blade Singers. Each one of those is a dagger in my heart, as Durthu is going to be unkillable in the late game if they don't use that ammo correctly. Herald of Slaanesh is charging in, takes a massive sword to the face. Durthu does not fuck around in duels. She immediately figures that out and runs away as the Pavane of Slaanesh is out for the Blade Singers. Again, just trying to do damage. They're already in a melee fight, so the Rampage isn't about dragging them out of position. Durthu gets down another flock of Doom, though, on the Hellstriders and the Fiends. Hellstriders might rout for the final time, shattering them off the battlefield, while the Fiends just getting close to that demonic instability. But the Blade Singers were taken out by the Fiend charge. Dryads getting taken out by a tier 3 army ability, Fascination, doing lots of damage. And the Skirmish Cav are back on the hunt. And this time they're correctly shooting at Durthu. But do they have the ammo left to even kill him? 5 shots, 2 shots, no shots, 2 shots. That is not a lot of ammunition. Durthu does have Eternal Guard nearby that he can stand on and stay nice and safe while he fights back against all these Marauder Horsemen. The Herald is back in, and she is being very risky. Slaanesh needs her intense armor piercing to take down Durthu, and I get that, but man, if he takes her out, this game is over. Nice cycle charging, though, gets away before he even manages to turn around, and even his Eternal Guard get killed off, leaving just Durthu alone, much more susceptible to damage when he's not sitting on a pile of spears. Skirmish Cav charging in will actually hit him. Bounce powers turn against the Wood Elves. As long as they have ammunition, I agree they're in a good spot, but once they truly run out, I get very worried. We only have 2 volleys left from this one Skirmish Cav. All the rest are forced to just melee charge him down. Is this in the new patch? No, but the new patch also didn't change, like, literally anything. I think for multiplayer, it was literally just the Skirmish Cav don't occasionally form a blob when they're turning around. I don't think anything else changed. Skirmish Cav down to 1 ammo left. The rest are just chasing down some other guys, getting some army ability charged up. They probably want the tier 2, most likely. The one that silences and nets him, so you can get free charges for sure. He can't countercharge you, he can't cast Flock of Doom or anything. Looks like that's what they're going to do. So while Slaanesh cleans up routing units, I'm going to just fast forward real quick. Another Flock of Doom on the Horsemen, but they're cleaning up routing units. And here we go. Yes, there's that tier 2 army ability we predicted. Narcissism. Free charge for the Herald, but Durthu gets a big swat onto her. She's trying to run away. Durthu swings again, but doesn't manage to hit her. Now a Rampage. I think she's going to charge back in while he's rampaging, because now he can't target her intentionally. And his leadership is getting very low. His HP is at 2,500, which is actually still more than she has, to be fair. She misses the charge attack, hits the next one, and gets away before the Rampage wears off. He turns towards her, but it is too late. She's getting away. It looks like Slaanesh will be able to clean this up as a nice big overcasted Flock of Doom, Sword of Death. Huge damage on these Marauder Horsemen, but leadership tanks. Durthu's gonna rout. No, he holds on. He's routing all these guys. They can't tear out, though, because Slaanesh. And eventually Durthu does get charged and taken down. But that was very close to the big tree clutching it out. So Olaf on the board for Switzerland. Seekers did all right. Fiends did well. Skirmish Cav all did amazingly. For Durthu, 3,300 value. Casual Durthu things. Blade Singers and the infantry provided a lot of support. They also got run down, but they did their jobs. The Wild Riders got rampaged and killed off. I think the Wood Elf build was good. I think the Slaanesh build was good. I think both these builds were fine. It just came down to execution. And Slaanesh had it a little bit. I think if the Deepwood Scouts had used their ammo a bit earlier onto maybe Skirmish Cav or something, that could have been okay. It felt like Seekers just got killed by flocks of Dooms, but hindsight. All right. Not seeing any audio complaints, so it looks like we're holding up for the meantime. Give Switzerland their point, go to the desktop, pull up this up, and then let's just grab Del Duca's name and give ourselves a check mark on Olaf. Good start there. Next, the Attack Speed Enjoyer versus Sipa. Let's go find it. So what one was that? So we don't cast it again. Sipa. There we are. Ogre Kingdom Slaanesh. Wow, more Slaanesh. And is this the dreaded... I think this is the dreaded triple Stonehorn build. Interesting. I've heard about it. Blade Singer's value? I looked at it. It was 700s for each Ash. I gotta load into the game before I offer my full opinions, but yeah, it is. This is the triple Stonehorn. So some of my mods, Slaanesh in specific, messaged me about it. Is that legal? It used to be, Rocket. It used to be. We actually literally just took a vote to ban it. But, yeah. So this is apparently a build that terrorized for like a week or two. It's double Stonehorn Hunter plus the Thunder Tusk. Those are your 3 RSEs. If you care about tournament rules, you know what that is. If you don't, just know that you can only have 3 giant monsters. And then the Slaughtermaster isn't a rare single entity. He's just a normal guy. So yeah. Imagine being so good that you get banned live. No. This got banned a bit ago, but some of my mods were telling me about this type of build, and they were saying it's very good. So I'm curious to see it. This is my first time ever seeing it. Other than that, we have 3 Ogre Bulls, some Noblar Trappers, and Piggyback Riders. But this is classic anti-Slaanesh. Slaanesh hates dealing with large single entities. Seekers have gotten better at dealing with it, but they're still not great at surrounding single entities. On the other side, for attack speed enjoyer, we have Marauder Horsemen, 4 of those. Then we have some Seekers and Hellstriders on the flanks, a front line of devoted Marauders, some with spears, some without, including the Princes of Perfection. Then we have a Herald of Slaanesh with just Lash and Locus of Grace. Ooh, no Rampage, because the Rampage would be huge. You could draw the Hunters out of their formation, have them run straight forward into Seekers, and maybe try and get some damage out that way. But without Rampage, you have very little agency to get these 3 artillery pieces, because they're artillery SEMs. Right, we have the Snowball guy, and then we have the 2 Harpoon throwers. So Slaanesh actually they need to do something, because they're going to get outshot here. 4 Skirmish Cav can't outdo all these guys. And Sipa is, seeing there is no Rampage, he is going to just charge Devoted Marauders for free, as long as the Seekers and the Skirmish Cav are nowhere nearby to really harass. He can always fall back to his forces later. You can if it's toxic. So it must be toxic. I mean, yeah, we took a vote. It just Slaanesh brought it up, and then it was like, oh, okay, yeah, we should get rid of that. So we didn't even know this kind of thing existed. Hellstriders are charging in. Slaanesh is trying to get into melee, but you can see the Thunder Tusks and the Stonehorns are just charging through all the infantry, doing a ton of charging damage, already killing these guys off. This Hunter has 100 kills, and the game just started. So his charges are kind of going nuts. Thunder Tusk is too. Over here, Hellstrider's getting hit with something. It's the Noblar Traps, slowing them and doing a bit of damage as the Thunder Tusk also charges through them. Won't get as big of collision damage as he does versus infantry, because they're large targets. He stops when he hits them. But still, pretty good damage out. Slaanesh is very far behind, and so far, none of the 3 single entities have taken any damage at all. Slaanesh's infantry is already in dire straits. We'll have to see what the Seekers can do. So far, nothing. So far, they don't really know how to get involved with this fight. This build is super toxic. Nobody should have that many Noblars. Ah, the Noblars are the problem. Seekers dive in onto the Noblar Trappers. Dismember hits them, slows them down, does some damage and whatnot. But it doesn't look like anybody's really responding. I guess the Thunder Tusk is going to come over here. Wouldn't be able to bring it into France finals anyway. We banned Ogre Kingdoms. You sure did. You sure did, buddy. Ogre's proving to be very powerful after their DLC. Seekers slowed down from the Frostbite and the Chilling Aura, so their speed is reduced to 40, which for Slaanesh is a nightmare, because these other Seekers that are just coming in now, they had 100 speed, so they've lost 60% of their speed from the ones trying to run away. And the Stonehorns are still just going bonkers. Look at all that damage to the Seekers from the Thunder Tusk and the Hunter charging in. These guys are already half HP. They just got here. They're half HP. The amount of Ogre army ability charging is insane. Yeah. It's pretty strong, especially when you're cycle charging with single entities. Why does everyone hate dwarves? They're very, very strong right now. They're one of the top 2 factions, and they're just not very fun to play against in their current iteration. Hey, Rocket said the same thing I did, but I'm going to say it on a delay, so it's going to look like he said it first, but I said it first. I'm the big, smart, genius man, not you. I don't know what Slaanesh can do at this point. We've seen what happens when their Seekers get in. They don't even get that much damage out. We're even getting a heal onto the Hunter, just as a mega fuck you from the Troll Guts of the caster. I think, like, this looks pretty unfun to play against for Slaanesh in general. I think the only hope he had is if he had his Rampage. He could have drawn one of the Hunters out with a Rampage, just isolated him and killed him, maybe. But without the Rampage, the Lash is doing pretty much nothing. The melee stats don't really matter when you're just getting charged over and over again. You don't really get to melee too many things. Sorry, somebody's messaging me about this game. Okay, I'm done being distracted. Soul Grinder would slap here? No, no, the Slaanesh Soul Grinder isn't that good versus large targets, honestly. It's okay as a duelist, but it probably duels about even with one of these hunters. Why no Keeper Secrets? Didn't you need that SE DPS to take out the cows? Again, the Keeper Secrets is not actually that good of a duelist. She's okay, but she would lose to these Stonehorns. Yeah. Just not a good enough duelist to really justify it. Now, Squishy... Could Squishy Cav, a couple of spears, and a Footlord do anything versus big cows? No. No. At this point, it's over. I'm just going to fast forward as we watch the Stonehorns just slowly chase things around. But we're, like, on the verge of army losses, and there's literally nothing Slaanesh can do. Their last Seeker dies. They have some Skirmish Cav with no ammo. And the Ogres have lost everything that's not a single entity, but that just doesn't matter. The single entity is the whole build. GG. Okay. Oy, 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 oy. So the Hunters both got really good value, considering their HP was still fine. Thunder Tusk did fine as well. Piggyback Riders, Ogre Bulls did their job, so did the Nobblar Trappers. It was mostly just about cycle charging. On the other side, Marauder Horsemen did okay. Elfstriders and Seekers did okay. Even the Spear Infantry didn't get much done as they just got blitzed through by all those big monsters. You think Stonehorn's Hunters are busted? No. No. The Thunder Tusk is pretty busted. The Stonehorn Hunters are niche. They're solid. I just don't think they're busted. But Slaanesh is uniquely bad at killing big targets. For a while, all expensive SEs were capped at 2. These are capped at 2. The problem is these are different, right? There's 2 Stonehorns and then there's a Thunder Tusk. A Thunder Tusk is different. Like, it's a different unit. It looks similar, but that's kind of like saying Bastildons and Stegodons are both just low-to-the-ground lizards. It's like, I mean, okay, you're not wrong, but one's a Bastildon, one's a Stegodon. So yeah. But like I said, that build happened before Vermin League did... we took a vote because somebody brought up that this build exists and is like very strong into multiple factions. So this kind of build can't be taken in current stuff. It's just this happened before that came out. And Sipa did a good job showing why it was strong, and it wasn't banned when he took it, so who cares? Like, you know, it's a try-hard tournament. He used the best build available to him to win the game. I don't begrudge him that. But will you find it in our current stuff? No. Max of 2, and Stonehorns and Thunder Tusks are considered the same mount now. Alright, next up. Zegzi versus Zypher. Zegzi's very good. I haven't seen Zypher play in a while, so it depends on what shape he's in, but I think this is a good chance for Germany to get back in it. The Nalnish Pigman should be pretty even. Nalnish is quite strong. And then Lord Chickenfeed versus Solisora. From what I hear, Solisora is like literally the best Dom player currently playing, so I think Chickenfeed might be in trouble, but I think these two matchups are very winnable for Germany. We'll see. Chickenfeed would have to pull off an upset to win against Soli, though. That would be tricky. Tricky to say the least. Okay, what am I looking for? Zegzi. Got it. That's Solisora. Zypher and Zegzi. There you are. Hello. Vampire Coast versus Demons? Oh. Oh, this is winnable. This is winnable! Okay. So, if you like high stakes situations, you are rooting for the Demons of Chaos on this one. And they did bring Plague Toads. They gave you a little bit of something to root for. A little bit of something. Or if you want the Swiss to clap, then just root for the Vampire Coast. I don't give a shit. You do what you want. I'm sorry, Dagroth. For the Demons of Chaos of Zegzi, we have the Hellforged Bellower Skull Cannon ROR. We have some Chaos Furies regular. Those are not Chaos Furies of Khorne. They aren't Chaos Furies of anything. Well, that one's Chaos Furies of Khorne. This one's just a regular one. Triple Plague Toads, then 4 Pink Horrors, 2 Blue Horrors, and a front line of Nurglings, backed up by a Herald of Tzeentch of Metal with Final Transmutation and Plague of Rust. Plague of Rust is nice for taking crabs down to a low armor point that Pink Horrors spammed out can do a lot of damage to them. And Final Transmutation is good at taking out Noctilus. The fact that Switzerland is on the left for the score, I do it so the graphic is correct in-game, and Switzerland is the one who sent me the 5 replays. So I did it so all the replays would be from the same person. I don't have to keep switching where the name is. Isn't that very little cav for the demons? Yeah, but generally the coast can be dealt with mass archers, and Pink Horrors and Blue Horrors are kind of like archers. This is Conquest now. So the Vampire Coast is going to move up to take the point. They do have a bunch of mid-range infantry with handgunners and bombers, and then some zombies in the front line. But they have 3 Rotting Promethean mobs. I actually like that he didn't do the Lamper's Revenge, and that might seem strange. The Lamper's Revenge are generally considered so strong. But the demons have just an insane amount of fire damage. All Pink and Blue Horrors have fire damage. The Hellforged Bellowers have fire damage. This Herald of Tzeentch has fire damage. The self-healing of the Lamper's Revenge really won't get that much. So I actually like this quite a lot. We have a Deeps Caster who summons more crabs and then gives magic attacks and Tide Call. And then a couple Deck Gunners that are meant to be counter-firing a bit with the Hellforged Bellowers, but they just can't get in range. The Hellforged Bellowers outranges them. In this matchup, I honestly think you need to take 2 Carronades just to counter the Hellforged Bellowers, as much as that sucks. Because the Deck Gunners get outranged by it, and we can see how much damage the Hellforged Bellowers is just doing to all your infantry, which is a pretty big problem. Vampire Coast don't have any skirmish chariots they can use to duel with the Hellforged Bellowers. They don't have any range long enough to hit them besides the Carronades, so I think you just need the Carronades. But look at that. Even the Deck Gunners are getting half health by 1 volley. Damn, that Deck Gunner got annihilated. True. Now, before people complain too much, I know the Hellforged Bellowers are strong, and I know they're even overpowered, for sure, and they need nerfs, for sure, I'm not arguing that. But I do think there is a bit of community overreaction, because they are literally only good versus infantry. I've watched a lot of games of these guys. Versus Cav, they're pretty bad. Versus Chariots, they're pretty bad. Versus single entities, they're pretty bad. So then, we do see games where it's like, you took mostly infantry into a faction with the Hellforged Bellowers, and then they killed your infantry. Like, that's gonna happen. So you did, like, you are watching it shoot the exact thing it wants to be shooting, and it's doing well. That's true. That's kind of like saying Rattling Guns are OP, because if I walk a Dreadsaurian into 3 of them, the Dreadsaurian dies. I mean, yeah, but that's exactly what it's built for. So yes, it is too strong, but I also do think some people are overreacting slightly, just because they don't take what counters it. So Hellforged Bellowers getting a lot of damage out, taking out the handguns, and you see the Demons of Chaos are way ahead on the balance of power as this fight is starting. Chaos Furies of Khorne going to get killed off. They almost kill a Bomber Mob, but not quite, so that is the first real win for the Vampire Coast here so far. In comes a big Final Transmutation onto a Vampire Fleet Caster, and she is on her Crab, giving her a bit more HP than her Foot variant would, but she doesn't have Vampires or anything, so she's not going to be able to heal. She doesn't have the hunger. No, she doesn't. So she has no form of healing whatsoever. As the handguns and some crabs haven't been activated just yet, they do need to get moving, and they need to get moving very quickly. But they haven't been just yet. Meanwhile, the demons are going heavy on this left flank, really crushing through these guys and shutting down a bunch more stuff. One of the deck gunners is still online. One handgunner is online. They're shooting at Chaos Furies for now, doing what they can. The left flank is now starting to get activated. Those crabs moving over. Where did those dogs go? There was healthy dogs somewhere. Oh, they're up here now. They're trying to hold back the Plague Toads advancing. Promethean Summon also causing a bit of disruption in the back line, trying to stop Pink Horrors from firing in. And do the demons run out of gusto? Hellforged Bellowers now having to go into melee to get a bit more ammunition does make them vulnerable to handgunners. And the handgunners even get Spiteful Shot for magic damage and increased accuracy. That gets rid of the Nurglings, gets rid of the Plague Toads. But these handgunners need to turn and fire the Hellforged Bellowers right now. This is the best opportunity for them to do so. Please turn, please turn. No, they're not turning. Oh, now they're trying to, but the Hellforged Bellowers is about to do that charge into them. And then when it's in melee, it won't get shot. But if they had been able to shoot it on its way in, they legitimately could have killed it. The Hellforged Bellowers are that squishy, especially to magic damage, armor-piercing fire that they had the Spiteful Shot for. Even dogs are harassing these guys, and I would like to see these guns turn around and shoot on its way out. They can kill that super easily. I think even if you kill the Hellforged Bellowers, though, they're just too far behind. You can see the Plague of Rust Overcast combo coming in for these Rotting Prometheans. They're down to 60 armor while getting shot by pink horrors. That's not ideal. Zombies are starting to fade away. There were some summons out. Another Final Transmutation Overcast just keeps putting the timer on this Vampire Fleet Admiral's life. Hellforged Bellower still disrupting a bunch of handguns. But yeah, I think the coast is out of this one. You take a range piece to counter it, and you get vulnerable because you don't have a piece to protect it. You probably have bad front line. It's not like you can kill it quick in melee since it can handle itself relatively well. Angel, I feel like you're mad at me for that take, but I have played a lot of games versus Khorne, and I have cast a lot of games versus Khorne, and I've watched the Hellforged Bellowers be useless. Because I was talking to somebody about it. I was talking to, I believe it was Teddy Spaghetti. But if you play against Empire right now, or Dark Elves as Khorne, you're going to have a bad time, because you're not going to run into any infantry. They literally just take, like, Dark Elves, just take 4 Dark Riders, 4 Coldwind Knights, 3 Scourge Runner Chariots, and then a Spellcaster Lord, and you just get fucking kited. And the Empire does the same with War Wagons, you just get fucking kited. It's just War Wagons and Cav, and you just get kited. Or they take 2 or 3 cannons. And I have played this matchup as a Vampire Coast, and I've won it. You take 2 Carronades, and those can outduel the Hellforged Bellowers. And if they're dodging with the Hellforged Bellowers, they have to move up somewhere else to obey the attacking rule. Or if you're playing Conquest like this, then you'd have 1 cannon keep shooting at the Hellforged Bellowers. You have another cannon shoot at the Lord, shoot at Plague Toads, shoot at whatever. That's generally pretty fine. See, I mean, I've played it a lot. I've cast a lot of games with the Hellforged Bellowers. And Khorne versus Dark Elves or Empire looks pretty unplayable because they'll take the Hellforged Bellowers. They'll wait. Dark Elves will wait for it to run out of ammo while it shoots nothing. That's happened 3 times in this tournament. That exact replay has happened. Dark Elves versus Khorne. Hellforged Bellower shoots all of its shots against Dark Riders, Coldwind Knights, and Scourge Runner Chariots. It does no fucking damage, then runs out of ammo, and they just have to walk after Scourge Runner Chariots, and they lose. Like, it is manageable. And I prefaced my opinion by saying, I know it's overpowered, I know it needs nerfs, but taking pure infantry into this thing is asking for a bad fucking time. For sure. Would that be balanced? ROR, so the ROR SC Skull Cannon is just too effective, so I'm going to bring it every game. No, I get that. I'm prefacing my opinion by saying it's overpowered and saying it needs to be nerfed, but also taking exactly what it wants to kill is not going to look good. There is no counterplay. There is counterplay. It's not great, but there is counterplay. Heavily to Scream Boy for reasons I deeply believe in. We've watched the Hellforged Bellowers at high level play actually lose a lot of priority because a lot of people are getting used to playing against it and they know the type of builds to take against Khorne. But the Hellforged Bellowers has a bad time into Tomb Kings. Like, let's... No. Chat's pissing me off. Alright. Beastmen don't have a lot to deal with Hellforged Bellowers. They don't. Because you only have melee stuff to charge in, and Khorne will beat you in melee, so you can't catch the Hellforged Bellowers. So Beastmen, pretty fucked against it, for sure. Bretonnia, pretty fucked against it, similar reasons. Chaos Dwarves, the Hellforged Bellowers is nothing it really wants to shoot, but they're fucked against Khornes for different reasons, because Khorne counters their single entities, and their single entities are the only thing that are any good right now. Demons of Chaos have the Hellforged Bellowers, so they don't count. Dark Elves hard counter it with Scourge Runner Kite. Dwarves counter it pretty heavily with double cannons. Their cannons are insanely accurate, and they just obliterate the Skull Cannon instantaneously. Dwarves counter it pretty hard. Empire can counter it with the Hammer of the Witches, magic damage, armor piercing, extremely accurate cannon counterfire, or just taking 2 regular Grey Cannons, or taking War Wagons. They can out-kite it, wait for it to run out of ammo, and win. Grand Cathay, their cannons counter it pretty heavily. And Missile Mirror can be really annoying to waste its ammunition. You don't do that much damage to the Hellforged Bellowers with Missile Mirror, but you can just make it waste its precious ammo and come into your line of fire quickly. Greenskins can rampage it with the Night Goblin Big Boss, and you're normally charging them anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. Greenskins have a harder time against Khorne because Khorne's infantry and Minotaurs are so good. High Elves, I tend to see just a bunch of Valyrian Reavers and Dragon Princes. That's really it. Maybe some Star Dragons, but Yeah, that matchup's pretty even. Hellforge Belarus doesn't do too much. If you're taking infantry, you're trolling. Khorne, obviously Hellforge Belarus cancels out. Kislev, you need to take Little Grom. Lizardmen, yeah, you're probably fucked. Wouldn't take that matchup. You can do the Shredder Blob still, but The Shredder Blob is probably have to play that matchup, but the Skullcan isn't that good there. Norska, probably pretty fucked. Nurgle, fucked. Ogres, you can kind of just punk Khorne because you can. It's one of the few factions that can beat Khorne in melee. So you just ignore the Skull Cannon existing, you beat Khorne in melee, and then the late game kill the Skull Cannon, it's fine. Skaven hard counter the Skull Cannon. They don't give a single shit. They don't give a single shit. You have Icket Zap Zap and Warp Lightning Cannons. You can just try and rush it. You can. You can Flensing Ruin it with Icket. Your Jezzails can do pretty well, especially these ones that are cloaked. So if you have Night Runners peeling off Chaos Furies, Khorne has a very hard time finding Natty Bubo Sharpshooters. And then they can counterfire with the Skull Cannon very well because it can't find them. But also Warp Lightning Cannons exist. Slaanesh, you can rampage it into Seekers and it dies very instantaneously. Tomb Kings, you can counter it with Ushapti Greatbow regulars, not the ROR. Just regulars do well into it. Or Bone Giants. Bone Giants also do fine. Or you single entity spam them and then the Skull Cannon doesn't have anything to do. Again, if you're taking mass infantry versus Khorne, you're trolling. Because their infantry already choose 3 rows and you're just giving them army passive. Tzeentch, your Soul Grinder of Tzeentch can counter it pretty effectively. Skirmish Cav can also do okay. Changebringers can do fine. Burning Chariot of Tzeentch can do fine. Blue Fire Spam can do fine. So a lot of things going for you there. Vampire Coast, we discussed it, but Carronades, you need to take 2. Maybe 3. You need to take 2. Vampire Counts, you're probably fucked. Warriors of Chaos, probably fucked. Wood Elves, Triple Way Watcher. Boom. That's how every faction's been dealing with them. And that is not me just guesstimating, that is me watching the Skull Cannon every fucking game. Because the Skull Cannon, spoilers, is everywhere. And it's everywhere because it's strong. But I do get frustrated watching people see something that is strong, go into it with what it is strong against, and then type to me and say, it's broken. It's broken because I took what it is. I took rock into scissors. Wait, no, I took scissors into rock, and the rock crushed my scissors. And the next game, I took scissors into rock, and rock crushed my scissors. You can't win. You can't win. Bro, have you tried paper? No. Fuck paper. Paper's for nerds. Rock OP. And again, nerf rock / nerf the Skull Cannon. But also play against it correctly. All right. Rant over. Game 4 is Nalnish versus Pigman. Zegzi did keep Germany in this. If Nalnish can beat Pigman, it will come down to Lord Chicken Feed versus Solisora. We'll see, man. We'll see. Pigman's weird. I've seen Pigman play really crisp and really good games. He usually knows the meta a lot because he plays a lot. But then sometimes he just, like, throws. I don't know. Pigman's weird. I sometimes just take these wild builds. I'll look at it, I'll be like, how is this ever supposed to work? And then it doesn't, and he loses. Speaking of how is this ever supposed to work, Borgash, what the fuck is your build? Human Boy, you just so mad at the players for essentially hard feeding into a broken unit? Yeah, a bit. Oh, also Cathay is Zaytang. A bit, sure. But I was talking to Teddy about this, and this is the last thing I'll say on it, then I'll focus, I promise. But the really last thing is, the Skull Cannon is insane at deleting infantry. All of Khorne's infantry are overperforming into other infantry. Khorne's lords usually have good infantry clearing, like Valkyria's Spear Sleipnir, and then you have the Sword of Khorne to clear more infantry. Khorne is currently in a bad state because they are so fucking good at killing infantry. It has thrown up a giant red flag to everyone to play Khorne to cheese them. If you're playing Khorne, just cheese the shit out of them. And it's boring and it's stupid. It sucks. Because Khorne's supposed to be fun, right? Khorne is supposed to be fun. You slap people, you get skulls, you have a good time. But they are so good right now at killing infantry with like everything on their roster is that people don't bring infantry. They bring the bullshit cheesy builds I'm talking about where it's all cav or all skirmish or single entity blobs or something like that. And it sucks because it's like, well, why would I bring infantry into Khorne if they're just going to instantly delete it, charge their army passive, and whoop my ass? I need to just cheese them. So it sucks because Khorne is so good at killing infantry that now everybody knows you just gotta cheese. And it sucks and it's not fun. So I hope the Hellforge Belarus gets nerfed, if only so we can get more normal builds into Khorne and Khorne can have fun again. So, yeah, if you want to beat it, cheese. If you want to have fun, unfortunately, Khorne's not that fun to fight right now. All right. Are people still hard-feeding Skull Cannon after everything's been said about it? Yeah. Okay, we're focusing up. So, for Pigman, we have a Lord Magistrate up in the sky with Eye of the Dragon inspired marksmanship. Did he just inspire marksmanship Zaytang? He did! He gives Zaytang reload skill and accuracy. That's kind of wild. Anyway, we have an Alchemist with Plague of Rust and Searing Doom, Zaytang, who is currently destroying Foot Helibron, and we have a bunch of Jade Warrior crossbows, the Grace of Kian, more Jade Warrior crossbows, Jade Warrior and Peasant long spears, no cavalry, no mobility. The other side for the Dark Elves, we have Crone Helibron, but for how long? Who knows? Other than that, it is Cold One Night Rush, Sisters of Slaughter, Sisters of Singing Doom, other Witch Elves, a Sorceress of Dark with Doombolt and Chillwind, and then some Doomfire Warlocks and the Crows of Cain. But Crone Helibron needs to get into the woods. Slaanesh is still trying to charge her straight forward, and that is just not working out, as she needs to get to the forest and just hide. As all of the archers pin cushioning the poor naked Sister Rush. Sisters of Slaughter with 5 armor and bronze shields not having a good time. Cold Knight's even dedicated to the front line. The archers are just ripping these guys apart. It is a terrible start for the Dark Elves, but with such a ranged heavy build from Cathay, if they can get into the melee, if they can get into the box, they can turn this game around really quickly. But that is a big if, as we are watching the crazy amount of damage these guys are taking right now. One Cold Knight is going to die or shatter. Helibron's almost dead. A Witch Elf is almost dead. We have Sisters of Slaughter and other Witch Elves so low on HP, as the cavalry just can't find a way into this build. Grace of Kian now firing at the Doomfire Warlocks, take out half their HP in one shot. Their magic damage shots going through the physical resistance. And obviously these guys have low armor and no shields. It is an unmitigated disaster for the Dark Elves, as Helibron is down to 84 HP. If Zaytang can get one more shot on her, that will end her. And Murderous Prowess hasn't even procced. So the Dark Elves are starting to rout. There he goes. Helibron is dead. And we'll see if the Dark Elves can scrap back for that. I doubt it. And that is going to be a beautiful Searing Doom onto like 3 clumped up units. The Harpies thinking about routing, and I do not blame them whatsoever. They don't rout just yet. Now this, like, imagine you hadn't taken that much damage on the charge. This is where it gets really scary for Grand Cathay, because their backline is getting disrupted, and a lot of their ranged units aren't going to be able to fire for too much longer. But they're so far ahead that I do think they'll be able to clench it out. But this is the downside of having super ranged heavy builds, is like once they get into your formation, your damage falls off of a cliff. But it looks like Pigman just had a good enough combination, good enough target priority that he killed a lot of the important things right away. And the Magistrate with his little balloon just helping out. That was very crisp. That was very, very crisp. See, I said it before we entered the game. Sometimes, man, Pigman's on his shit. Sometimes he's got the meta locked down. He takes these like really good counter builds into what your opponent's bringing. And he's really solid. And then other times, he's just hard trolling me. That was a questionable Dark Elf build. Yeah, I'm not super sold on going Cav heavy into Cathay, because Cathay tends to box super hard. Sisters of Slaughter also seemed like a bit of a weird pick. I will say Helibron is pretty standard, and Witch Elves are pretty standard here, but the rest is a little weird. This is a little weird. Man was cooking. So that will be a victory for the Swiss squad overall. But hang on, we have a game 5 to cast, and then we'll take you straight into the next stream here. But for now, give Pigman his win. Bam, bam. And then I need to load up this, but with the Total Tavern mod pack. Mod Manager, Total Tavern play. Yes. Yes. Okay, Sully Sorta versus Lord Chicken Feed. Olaf, when are you and I gonna do that Grand Cathay Army Guide together? Why are you dodging me? You shouldn't dodge me, Olaf, that's mean. Shouldn't dodge me, that's mean. Solisora versus Lord Chickenfeed. Michael with the GG and the €6 donation. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Cast a couple of your replays recently. Those got up on the channel. Glad you enjoyed them. Is that the double Beastmen? Talon, you just made me realize that we have double Beastmen. Is that double Beastmen? And it's double Doombull. Okay. Okay. So double Beastmen. For Solisora, we have Centaurs and Centaurs with throwing axes. Butcher's the Cavalry Guard, a Doombull, which seems to be a popular lord in Domination. His Daze debuff and his general good stats and good leadership means he can hold the point for quite a while and provide good debuffs. Then we have a Traitor King caster to punish blobs or enemy heroes. And a bunch of Ungors. Just so many Ungor Spearman herds, shields or otherwise. Interesting. So just wants to flood the zone. Has some Centaurs too. No side for Lord Hirtenfurt. Wait, he's de-summoning his throwing axis? Okay, looks like it was a misclick. He canceled it. He's fine. Similar setup. A whole bunch of Ungor Spearman herds. A couple of Corngors for a bit more armor piercing. Those will be very good against the Butchers of Cavalry Guard if you get into a dedicated fight. We do have some standing archers, which is a little different. Butchers of Cavalry Guard, Doombull, Brave Shaman of Wilds with just Traitorkin, and then only one Centaur throwing axes. So, Solisora has more melee Centaurs. This side has some foot archers. It's really the big difference. How do Beastmen mirror matches usually go? Whoever gets the better light cavalry engagements usually wins. Whoever Centaurs get the most field presence tends to dominate, because then you can rear charge lightly armored, low leadership Ungors and route them off. You can run down enemy archers or skirmish cav. So it is about who gets the mobility advantage, and in this matchup that usually means Centaurs versus Centaurs. Now, Domination, it's a little bit more about holding the points, but still rear charging infantry with Centaurs, like I said, is an easy way to route them. And then once they're routing, they're easy to chase down or even just push them away and make the opponent deal with them. Yeah. So Solisora does take a triple cap to start off the game. With more Ungor Spearman herds and then his Centaur advantage in the early game, he easily took the points, while red team was setting up with their double archers. And also just, I mean, when it's a mirror match, having two archers less of money means you're going to lose the melee fight because you're using the same fucking units. So he was waiting for a bit of a build-up and letting the archers get some value out. Now he makes a push for point one, just a bit of an asymmetrical push. Really wants to kill off the stuff down here and then rotate up and down the side. As you can see, Solisora has a bunch of units not participating in battle, because the red team went so heavy down here that all these guys are useless. Now, it's not like he's playing badly. He needs them up here for different reasons, because especially with Beastmen versus Beastmen, Vanguard deployment or just raw speed, if you ditched everything over here, you could have Ungor Spearman herds summoning, and Ungor Spearman herds are stocked. So you have no idea if Ungor Spearman herds are walking up to take point 3 from you. So he has to leave some bodyguards there. But Lord Chickenfeed, Lord Hirtenfurt, or whatever you want to call him, is using that to his advantage and really pushing it on one flank. Damage value is very, very even. Both sides have used all their funds, so nobody's forgetting to summon anything as Centaurs get into the fight. But they get that Daze debuff from the Doombull, bring their melee defense down to only 18, and then they get rear charged by other Centaurs. That's a very good combo for them. But the green Doombull is having a terrible time. He's down to half HP. Obviously, there's no healing for him, so he's stuck at just that HP. As the archers are continuing to fire, Solisora has not been able to get back onto these archers in any capacity, so they are firing for free. These aren't Sisters of Avalorn. It's not like you're going to get crazy value, but if you let them shoot all game, they will make you regret it. As for reinforcements, Lord Chickenfeed summoning a lot more Centaurs with throwing axes, is getting some more Corngors out. Solisora looks like he's just been summoning more infantry, honestly, or some Centaurs here and there. Ooh, yeah, he's summoning Centaurs, but why are they all hanging out in the trees? Why are they all hanging out in the trees, Solisora? Get them over here! Another Traitorkin taxing the Doombull. He takes another shot from the enemy Doombull, and the enemy Doombull is nearly full HP, so this is a horrible mismatch in HP at the moment. I'd much rather be the red team down here, but somewhere else Solisora is getting a lot of value, because he is slightly ahead of Lord Hirtenfurt, considering how poorly this is going for the red team. That might be it. So the green team Doombull has taken a lot of damage, but the red team Butchers of Calcangard have taken a lot of damage, and vice versa, you know, on the other side. So it looks like the Doombull is about to be sniped out. That is pretty catastrophic for Beastmen. even on domination, losing your lord isn't as big of a deal because you can resummon them, but while they're dead, your whole army, your Beastmen low leadership army, is going to take leadership debuffs, and you'll see these guys getting peeled off. What is going on back here? I'm so confused. I refuse to believe that Sora just forgot units, but he is widely believed to be like the best domination player that's ever existed, and he just has 2 units fucking sitting on his summon doing nothing. The Doom Bulls are missing their names. Yeah, this was sent to me in a different language. Yeah. Anyway, central fight is down. Wounded Butcher's Kalkengard defending a very healthy Lord, while the healthier Butcher's Kalkengard now getting on to Lord Chickenfeed's archers. And we're back to a triple cap, actually. No, point 1 is somehow barely held by the red Beastmen. That looks so fucked up to me. That's held by the red Beastmen, everybody. That right there, that looks like a red Beastman victory point. That's stupid and dumb. I wish they'd fix the graphical stuff about domination. Come on now. Domination's been out for like, what, 12 years? Here we go. Sora finally activated those reserves back here, so it looks like they were just waiting for something. Now, whether it was intentional for like an ambush or he just forgot about them, I don't know. I'm going to go with he forgot about them because I don't see a reason to hold them in reserve that long. But the main win he's getting is shutting down those archers, so then the only advantage Lord Chickenfeed had over him is getting pushed off. And the big problem is he hasn't finished the Doom Bull. Because as long as Sora has a Doom Bull, his army isn't taking a global leadership penalty. So who cares if he's taking more damage than yours, as long as he's alive. He's going to start routing, but again, until he dies or gets all the way off the map, the Beastmen are going to be just fine. Sora is starting to take a damage lead. He still has a strong ticket lead. So Lord Chickenfeed has to finish off that Lord if he's going to get anything done. A mass Centaur pile up on the Doom Bull and the Butcher's Kalkengard, who do appear to be overextended, is going to be quite bad for Lord Chickenfeed, as most of his reinforcements are locked up in his own spawn, also isolating the other players' Butcher's Kalkengard. So both players, Butcher's Kalkengard overextending, both players getting punished for that. But the addition of the red team's Doom Bull being back here is extra bad. And all the while, the enemy Doom Bull got to safety. He has positive leadership, so he should rally any second now. And then honestly, I could see Sora just keeping him back there. No reason to get him back in Traderkin range where he'll die. Groghoof's a Wolf's Run, trying to regenerate and cycle charge where they can, but they did get in an unfortunate fight with some cheap spears, so that's not going to go their way. We are seeing a second wind here from the red side. More of their reinforcements arriving after they cleared out their back line at long last, but the Doom Bull is trading well into the Bray Shaman. Does not want to sit on these corn gores for too long. Impressive, strong, cheap halberds that he is sitting in wholeheartedly. We have throwing axes nearby, but they aren't throwing at him just yet. They are kind of trying to kill the other Centaurs while they can. Lord Chickenfeed has taken spot 2. He still holds spot 1, which is some bullshit. The fact that he holds this right here, nah, that is not at all what is happening. That does not look like he holds it, and I take issue with this. Big old Traderkin hits the Doom Bull while he is still fighting corn halberds. That is a big whoopsie. Probably wanted to pull that back a long time ago. Gore herds and corn gores of the red side are approaching the middle area, and Lord Chickenfeed currently does have a double cap, technically, because this is the thing that exists. It says green is capturing this right now, but that looks like some shit. Because it's like full green, so if green was capturing it, wouldn't they just have it? I'm so confused. It belongs to green now! That changed hands, allegedly! I didn't see anything change, but it belongs to green now! Oh, their stream would have started on time if a certain person would have went on a random about skull cannon. No. I was having technical difficulties. Sir. I refuse to take any criticism for this. I am perfect in every way. As now it is Lord Chickenfeed who's about to lose his Doom Bull. We can see Sora's Doom Bull is perfectly fine back in the forest, just vibing. Ooh, but Lord Chickenfeed sees this. He's running his caster over to try and find him and throw one last Traderkin onto him, which will kill him off. That'll be huge, because if he is about to lose his Lord, which he is, that guy's going to die for sure, and he's already behind on gold damage value in a Beastman versus Beastman game, you've pretty much lost if you're taking the leadership debuff from losing your Lord. As Ungor Spearman herds try and hunt this Doom Bull, it's the hunt for the red Doom Bull. Razorgore herds are trying to catch the chariot. They cannot find this Doom Bull. He's running away. He is about to pop out into the open because he's running out of forest to run through. But the Razor Gores are going to surround the Brave Shaman of Wilds, and in his desperation to catch the enemy lord, he is just going to get picked off by those Razor Gores and probably die, probably seal his fate. But to be honest, I understand it, because once again, if you don't kill that Doom Bull, you lose anyway, so you might as well send it, you might as well risk it all. As how are you still alive, sir? 99 HP on this Doom Bull as he's just running in Centaurs, no one's swinging at him, because that's too hard, because that's impossible, you can't possibly swing at him. Red team summons some melee Centaurs, which is actually a huge trade for them if the Doom Bull survives. You can save your Doom Bull, save your Lord, and kill off 2 skirmish cab with your melee cab. That's very nice. In the distance, the Doom Bull did survive, and the Tradekin caster got shattered, so he will never return. And that is probably the death knell here for Lord Hurtenfurter. It was a good effort. It was a good try. He had some good plays, but he couldn't find that damn Doom Bull and lost his caster for it. We can see now both sides are quite depleted, but Solisora does have a better handle on the middle ground. He is about to take point 2 back and have a triple cap at this point. He just has more infantry on the field. He has higher damage values, and both their resources about the same. So at this point, it is going to be simple math, and he's going to get bled out. But the mid-game plays were critical. Other Doom Bull has also rallied at 16 leadership with 71 HP. That feels a little aggressive, but okay, that's fine. He's had technical difficulties adjusting to skull cannons.
I knew it. Unending glory is yours.
That didn't look like the right Beastmen symbol for a victory. Okay, it did. It was solely sorry. For a second there, I thought that was Lord Hurtenfurter. I was like, he definitely didn't win. GG's, lads. GG's. Centaurs did very well. Butcher's Kelgnar didn't do as much for Soli, but they were a good centerpiece. They just held for a long time. But it was a lot about the Centaurs. Who could secure the mobility advantage? Who could win? Lord Hurtenfurter, his Trader Caster and his Butchers did a little bit better. His Lord was tankier at first, but then got run down. He did summon some Gore Herds, did summon some Corn Halberds, but yeah. Couldn't secure the enemy backline and run down the enemy Lord. So that'll be GG. Switzerland 4-1 over Germany. I have to sneeze. Oh! My brains came out. My brains are all over the ground. Cool. Cool. Let's go to the Photoshop, do this. Bam, Solisora wins. And then that is a Swiss 4-1 over Germany. Good fight by Germany. Good upset from them against Russia 1. But Switzerland made it. And so far, 2 of the teams I predicted to make it to the top of this tournament have made it. Next up, we have Mexico versus Russia, for real this time, and then France versus Canada. All right, sounds good. We'll send you all there now so people can stop complaining. Edit. Let's go to Mexico, Russia. Redirect. This one. Cool. Go there, you heathens.